one topic in particular, and then we're going to cover some sections within that topic. So because, of course, this is our live stream show, we're not going to be able to cover every feature or function, so I will be relying on some technology along with some video for that. But what I also want to encourage you guys to do is start getting your questions into our chat system. Now, I have a dynamic chat team back there, and they're going to be helping me in answering your questions, and so we're going to get as many of your questions answered, not only through the help of chat, but also here live on camera as well. So, again, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about one thing, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that is. But before I get there, you guys already know the F-Series truck has been the best-selling truck in America for now the last 45 years. And the F-150 Lightning is no different. It's charging its way into the electrified future. And with that, with the electrified platform, there's some advantages that you're only going to be able to see when it comes to being electrified. I mean, electric vehicles give us the opportunity to have whole new technology features, including drivetrains and other things that are going to really set them apart. And so that's what we're going to focus on today. We're going to talk today all about technology. We're going to talk about some things that make the F-150 Lightning not only all F-Series, but they also make it distinctively Lightning. So let me go over the topics of what we're going to cover today. We're going to start off with phone as a key. From there, we're going to talk about Sync 4 and Sync 4A. We're then going to get into our tow technology package. We're going to talk about Ford Copilot 360 technology, and that's just our host of driver assist features to help with the technologies in play. We're going to talk about Ford Blue Cruise, and we're going to wrap that up by talking about our Ford Power Up software updates. Now, we're in the middle of our live stream series, and if you've been tuning in already, well, welcome back. And if this is your first time, welcome to the show. We're excited, right? And so I want you guys to mark this down because we have coming up next month in March, we're going to be talking all about charging. And throughout 2022, we're going to be coming to you with exclusive content and great information all surrounding the F-150 Lightning and, of course, your Ford ownership experience. Now, today, as you can see it, I have the Lariat here in the studio with me. And if you've been watching, well, you can check another color off of your list. This, of course, is our Rapid Red. So it's just another color of the Lightning that we've been able to get for you guys. Now, before we get into today's topic, I do want to stress the questions that you guys ask are really helpful to this live stream, because what we do is we filter in those questions and then we take time to help in developing topics, ideas, conversations, and things that we're going to hit for our next show. It also even gives us the opportunity and platform while we're out and about, where if you see one of us, well, mostly me because Larry hides behind the camera, it's only because he's so good at it. But if you guys see me, like I happen to be down in Houston, ran into a gentleman by the name of Jeff. So Jeff, if you're watching, shout out to you. Good meeting you down in Houston. But if you guys were out and about and you have questions about the Lightning, we encourage you to get those in. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to spend some time and answer some questions that we got on our previous live stream. So let me go over those with you. The first question we got was, what does the Max trailer tow package include, and how does it improve your trailer tow rating? That's a great question. So the Max trailer tow package on the F-150 Lightning adds additional cooling hardware on the battery and the electric motors. And what this does is it allows for the increased towing capacity rating. Additionally, additional cooling allows the vehicle to be at a higher rating and, of course, produce those higher specs. And our Built Ford Tough testing team ensures us that no matter the weight or the grade, that this truck will perform. Now, the second question is, what remote control features are available through the Ford Pass app for the F-150 Lightning? Now, that's a great question, and if you're currently a Ford owner and you're familiar with the Ford Pass app, well, you know the Ford Pass app gives you a ton of access and insight to your vehicle. It is specific to your vehicle, and what I mean by that is you go in, you punch in your VIN number, and then from there, it will actually bring up your vehicle and all of the available Ford Pass app features. So, with that being the case, I mean, I could spend a ton of time answering all the features, but this is where, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what you're going to get with the Ford Pass app. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, the Ford Pass app is a free app, so make sure you download that because it's one that is definitely going to help you. Now, if you happen to be a current Ford owner and you're familiar with the Ford Pass app, well, here are some of the things that you might be used to seeing. Of course, and what I did is I kind of narrowed these down a little bit to make it even more specific to the F-150. Now, these are just some of the available features. I wanted to give you guys some high-level bullet points. All right, so as an example, with the F-150, you have zone lighting, you have your Pro Power onboard, you have your trailer checklist, right? You also even have, if you have it available and equipped, you have access to your onboard scale system, Ford Assistant, your horn and lights. So there's a good amount of features that are already included with your Ford Pass app. Now, only to that is when you get into now the F-150 Lightning, well, guess what? You actually increase that even more. You're going to have more visibility from your Ford Pass app. Now, keep in mind, what this is doing is giving you the power and ability to have all of these features right in the palm of your hand. With your compatible smartphone device, once you download the Ford Pass app, you'll be able to do not only what I just mentioned, but some of the additional features here that you're only going to see on the electrified platform. So as an example, you can locate and pay for a charging station. You can look at your battery charge logs. You can also change your departure and charge times. So that way, let's say you come in, you plug your vehicle in at 5 o'clock, but you don't want to charge it until 9, you can program that right through your Ford Pass app. You also have some other great features like remote climate control, the intelligent power backup, which you guys have heard about as well. It's a really big highlight that we're excited about. You also have the Ford Charge Station Pro, and then of course you have some other features like phone as a key and the Mega Power front. Now, all of these features are great and a nice addition to have with your Ford Pass app, because when we talk about electric vehicles, and as a matter of fact, Larry, let's take a trip back over to the truck. So as we talk and discuss electric vehicles, right, one of the things that we talk about is technology. Now, that technology is not only limited underneath, right, with your batteries and your electric motors, but the technology that you have on this vehicle is going to be housed all throughout. And that's some of the things that we want to touch on and make sure that we're able to talk about. So not only do you have the use of the Ford Pass app, which again is going to be at your disposal, but you're also going to have some other cool technology. One of those features is right here. Now, if you have the Ford Pass app, then you can also utilize a phone as a key. Now, phone as a key is a great system that you're able to utilize because, well, most of us tend to have our phones with us a lot of times when we travel or go any place for that matter. So with the ability of phone as a key, it allows you to have up to 4 digital keys that you can have. So if you're a multi-driver household such as myself, the great thing is you no longer have to have that debate of who put the key where. Is it in a coat pocket? Is it in a purse? Where is the key? Well, now with phone as a key, you have technology right here at your disposal where you're actually able to lock and unlock your vehicle. You're able to start your vehicle, stop your vehicle, and then of course you're able to access and use your vehicle just as you would if you had the physical key fob itself. So that's a great thing, right? Now, just to be clear, because a lot of people asked this on the stream in November, if you have phone as a key, in order for it to work, you do have to have the Ford Copilot 360 Active 2.0, all right? Now, the Active 2.0 comes standard on the Platinum, and it's optional on the Lariat, as we see here. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit more into that with the Active 2.0 a little bit later. But just to be clear, you do have to have that in order to have phone as a key. Now, a lot of you also asked on the last live stream is about the Ford Pass app. Yes, you have to have both, right? So you'll have to download the Ford Pass app in order to utilize phone as a key. They do work together with one another, so you will have to have that Ford Pass app downloaded. Now, phone as a key uses, of course, the Bluetooth connection from your smartphone, and what it does is gives you those features that I mentioned. Again, the lock, unlock, start, all of those features that you do. It gives you up to 4 keys, but don't worry, you get the 4 digital keys, and you still will get your 2 traditional key fobs. So just so you know, as you have a backup, you still will have those 2 traditional key fobs and up to 4 digital keys that are available. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Well, what happens in the event, let's say I use phone as a key and my phone happens to die? Well, great thing about it, guys, remember, we give you multi-levels and multi-ways that you can access your F-150. So one of the things that you guys may be familiar with is, of course, the secure code punch pad right here in the door. So let's say in the event that your phone happens to die, well, you can still rely on your secure code technology, and then let's say you use that to get into your vehicle, and then now you can either use the wireless charging pad if you have it equipped to recharge your phone, or of course with all of the USB outlets and even your 120 volt outlets that are inside that are available, well then you can easily recharge your phone to get back on the road. So again, it's all about leveraging that technology and using it in a way that is going to benefit you, right? So speaking of which, one of the other things that I wanted to talk to you guys about is, of course, our Sync 4 and Sync 4A. Now, before I hop in, I want to tell you guys a little bit about Sync 4. All right, I want to tell you about the highlights and some of the things that you're going to see from that. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about Sync 4A. So let's start off with Sync 4. Now, Sync 4, as you guys know, is that conversational voice recognition and cloud-based service of connectivity that helps ensure that you have access to the latest information. I mean, whether you're looking to charge your vehicle or you're just looking for your favorite radio station, Sync 4 is going to easily allow you to do that. It effortlessly integrates your compatible smartphone device so you can do certain things like use Android Auto and Apple CarPlay wirelessly. Now with the Sync 4 system, it does come standard with our 12-inch landscape touchscreen. And the Sync 4 comes standard on the Pro and the XLT models. So that's another great thing. Now also with the Sync 4, you will get connected navigation. So with the connected navigation, you'll have your built-in navigation, which is going to provide real-time traffic, weather, construction updates, and so much more. You also have enhanced voice recognition. And what that does is that allows you to have cloud-based conversational voice commands. So as an example, if you utilize Alexa, you actually can use your Alexa features right from in the cab of your truck. How great is that, right? So as an example, you can say, hey, Alexa, set the house to 72 degrees, and it will definitely do that. So it's a great integration there as, again, utilizing that technology. The other good thing, if you're into music and love your tunes, well, you also have the available Sirius 360L, which is available with the Sync 4 system. Now, that is the widest variety of ad-free music, sports, talk, news, and so much more. Now, all of that is held together, of course, because that's a lot of technology in the Sync 4 system. And all of that's held together with the Ford Power-Up software updates. Now, what that does is that helps ensure that you have the latest available software downloaded directly from the cloud. And we're going to spend some more time on that a little bit later. Now, the other big thing, of course, is if you have questions on all of this and you're trying to... Well, guess what? We actually have access to a digital owner's manual for you as well. So no longer do you have to worry about thumbing through all of the pages, because you'll actually have access to a digital owner's manual, which you can actually search for by video, by topic, or even by category. So it makes it really easy to narrow down those things there. And the other big thing that comes with this, and this is going to blow your mind, and if you remember, I've said this before, but you actually have the built-in Ford Assistant. So what does that mean, right? Well, let me tell you what that means. That means your F-150 starts to become your F-150 Lightning, your F-150 Lightning becomes your F-150 Lightning's expert. Wait, what? Yes, your F-150 Lightning becomes your F-150 Lightning expert. And what that means is that your vehicle is in a constant state where but also learning the technology that you question, and I'm so glad you mentioned that. All right, guys, so another big thing, we talked about it, right? We always have this phone with us, and if you're utilizing phone as a key and you want to be able to have Valet, well, no, don't worry. You actually have a Valet Code that you can program right from your Sync screen, which will allow you to utilize and give that Valet temporary access to be able to park your vehicle. So you do not have to hand over your smartphone or your device. Now, we just talked about all the benefits of Sync 4, and next up, we're going to talk about Sync 4A. But before I do that, I want to hop in, and I want to give Larry a chance to get on the other side so I can talk to you guys a little bit closer. So, Larry, go ahead. I'm going to let you go, and I'll meet you here on the inside. guys, so let me go ahead and get some power going on here, and let's make sure, there we go. All right, get rid of some of my chimes here. All right, guys, we are back, we're here. All right, so we are inside, and what I want to talk to you guys about is our Sync 4A system. Now, right here, as you guys know, we talked about Sync 4, which comes with our 12-inch screen. This actually features our beautiful 15.5-inch Sync 4A screen, all right? So this is going to give you a little bit more visibility, and as you can see, a lot more screen. Now, to help me out during this live stream, I also have some technology where I have an additional camera set up here in the cab, and so with that, I'm going to be utilizing that so that you guys can help see and be able to have a clear view of as I navigate and talk about some of these buttons and features of the Sync 4A system. All right, so we're going to utilize a 2-camera system here just to give you guys the best visibility possible when it comes to seeing this screen. Before we get into that, let's talk a little bit more about what Sync 4A means. All right, so Sync 4A for you just means a more connected driving experience. There are going to be some features and functions that Sync 4A starts to learn and do based on, again, not only your drive habits, but the habits of what you use frequently. As an example, let's say I call home every day at 5 p.m. Well, then my Sync 4A screen will actually notice and start to, just like my cell phone does, it will give me that prompt to ask me, hey, would you like to call home at this time? Intuitive to my drive experience. You also have the availability to where you can use, and I'm going to go back to the screen to kind of show you guys this here. So you can use, if you see right here down at the bottom, one of the other good things that you have is our adaptive dash cards that are here at the bottom. And so with the adaptive dash cards, what's really nice about these is you frequently or recently used. Now, if I want to clear this out and get rid of some of these, I can easily do that just by swiping up, and that will condense and get that done here. So, Larry, coming back to you, as I mentioned, one of the biggest benefits with the Sync 4A screen, guys, is it just gives you a little bit more convenience, and it adds a more personable touch, because not only can you customize those dash cards, but you can also do other features that you're going to find in the Sync 4A screen. So let's go back to our screen and let's take a look at some of those other cool features that I mentioned. So when you come here, you'll actually notice you have all of your vehicle displays, so you can go in and you can set anything from your drive mode all the way down to your valet mode. Remember, we just talked about that valet mode, right? So you can do all of these features here just from navigating through the Sync 4A screen. And then you even have access to some other cool features. One of my favorites, of course, if you're at a charging station and you want to take some time and relax or unwind, well, you even have a tab for games, so that way it can help you pass the time, right? So it's really nice. Just some other cool features that, again, just really tie in with the Sync 4A screen and make it beneficial and useful. All right, so that gives you and that gives you guys a good idea about the Sync 4A screen and some of the technology that you're going to see inside of your vehicle. But right now, we're going to take a trip back to the board because I want to talk about some of the other technology that you're going to experience outside of the vehicle as well. So Larry, let's head back over to our board and let's talk about our towing technology. All right, guys, so as you had a chance to see from the video there, tow technology is huge because we can have all of the technology inside at our disposal, but we want to also have that because we know that you don't want just your F-150 Lightning to look pretty, you want it to be able to get the job done. So whether you're going from the job site to the campsite to, as you guys see here, to the boat launch, well, we've got you covered. Now, one thing I want to point out, because I know how you guys are, because you guys always have great insight, feedback, and you pay attention. Now, as you'll notice from the display and the graphic cues here, I am relying on F-150 graphics. That's only because a lot of this information that I'm getting to you guys, not only is some of it available in our F-150 platform, but because the Lightning is so new, I don't quite have the F-150 Lightning graphic just yet. All right, so in case you're wondering, yes, this is an F-150, But all of these features that I'm talking about are going to be specifically referring to the F-150 Lightning. All right, so let's get into it. You guys ready? All right, so the Pro Trailer Backup Assist. Now, you've seen a little bit about that from the animated video that I showed you. And what that does is this is going to rotate it requires a lot of mental gymnastics. Well, the nice thing about this is when you have the Pro Trailer Backup Assist, it actually takes away that mental gymnastics. It allows you to, once again, take your rotate your control knob, rotate your control knob in the direction that you want your trailer to go, making it easier and giving you a better time when it comes to maneuvering your trailer. Now, you also notice that what it will do is once you're using that control knob, it is going to take over control of your steering wheel and steer the trailer accordingly. So it's a great thing, and it's really cool to watch. If you ever had a chance to use it, it's something that is extremely impressive. All right, now, one of the things that you'll notice that and how this works is that in order for the Pro Trailer Backup Assist to work and function, well, it actually utilizes some of the camera and radar technology all surrounding your vehicle. So let's go take a look at it. Larry, let's head back over. I want to point out some of these cameras because one of the things that you guys are going to notice is that your F-150 Lightning, when equipped, because remember, these are available features, when they're equipped, you're going to have a load of cameras and sensors all around your vehicle. Now, for what we're talking about right now, I want to point out one of the main cameras that's important, and that's this one right here. Larry, get in good on that and kind of show them a little bit underneath there. Now, when you're utilizing your Pro Trailer Backup Assist, this camera here that's located in your side view mirror, what it actually does when activated, it actually pans out to give you a really nice wide side view. So that way you can see what's going on around you, and it also is going to display in your center screen. That way you have the visibility to know what's going on not only around you, but obviously directly behind you as you're adjusting your trailer as well. So again, utilizing that technology is going to really make it easier for you to navigate, and it's all about building your comfort and your confidence. So that way when you're navigating your boat or your trailer or anything else, you have that confidence of knowing that you have the technology that's in place that's going to do the work with you and for you. All right, so it works really good. Now, one of the other things that you'll notice that you're going to have as well in the middle section of your screen, you also will get coaching, right? So it's going to give you additional guidelines, and you'll see coaching on your screen that tells you the current steering position that you should be in while you have your trailer connected. You also will have certain features with this platform along with the trailer brake controller. So what that does is that allows you, of course, to change the gain and the amount of force applied to the trailer brake, so your truck and your trailer can come into a smooth stop. The other thing you have is our smart trailer tow connector, and what that provides you with is a trailer status, so you never have to question or wonder and make sure that things are hooked up properly. It just gives you one other checkpoint. If you remember from the Ford Pass app, we had our trailer checklist, and so this is one of the things that will help you checking off those things on the checklist. The Lightning and the trailer battery alert warnings will be also featured in that, and so what that will do is that will give you alerts and warnings that will be displayed in the productivity screen. So if there's something wrong with that connection status, you'll get alerts about that. The other big thing, of course, is the Smart Hitch. And Larry, let's go back to the back and let's take a look at some of this so you can kind of see some of this technology that I'm mentioning. So one of the things that we talked about, here's another one of those cameras, guys, that's located right here in your tailgate. You can kind of see it there. Let Larry get in there good on that. So that's another nice benefit. And then again, one of the things, guys, as we talked about with the Smart Hitch, what the Smart Hitch is going to do, it's going to estimate the tongue weight for you. So what that does is, of course, once you have your trailer connected, it's going to help you distribute the trailer weight correctly. Now, also back here in the back, and if you've been tuned in, another big story I talked about was the available onboard scales. Now, the available onboard scales are a huge addition, because what they do is allow you to manage your payload. What they will measure is they give you a screen that comes up in your center display, and it will actually give you an approximate weight and estimate of your current payload, and if you happen to add anything additional to that payload. So it works really great because what that can do is help you in determining the approximate weight. That way you're managing your payload correctly. Now, all of this comes together and can be enhanced by a feature that we call Power My Trip. That's another feature that you're able to find in your Ford Pass app. And with Power My Trip, what that's going to allow you to do is get an even more accurate view of the charging, and it's going to help navigate you to your charging stations that are along your route. Now, also the other thing that you have from a technology standpoint is our intelligent range access. And all that does is measure not only your speed, your weight of what you're towing, and the onboard scales if they are equipped, but it also will tell you all of that into account to give you a real-time predictive estimate of your mileage. So it really works great, guys. And like I said, the bottom line is that all of this technology that's packed in this vehicle comes together to boost your comfort, boost your confidence, and allows your driving experience to be as stress-free as possible, right? So it really allows you to focus on driver-related tasks and utilize the technology and depend on that for the F-150 Lightning to help you in getting the job done. Now, with talking about technology, let's go ahead and start talking about our Ford Copilot 360 technologies. So let's head back over to our board, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what we see there, all right? Because the Ford Copilot 360 technology, now, that's your suite of driver assist features, and that's all designed around boosting your confidence behind the wheel. All right, so one of the things that I want to talk to you guys about first is, as you see here, that is our pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. All right, so the pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking, that is part of our Ford Copilot 360 2.0. And what I'm going to do is walk you through just some of the features that are on the Ford Copilot 360 2.0. Now, I want you to keep in mind how this works, and I'm going to give you guys a few different versions of the Copilot technology, and then I'm going to tell you what the additional features they include. Now, sometimes, as you guys are aware, it's just you and your truck out there, right? And when you're out on the road, or even just traveling, or let's say, you just are getting from point A to point B, you want to have that peace of mind of knowing that your truck is helping in the scanning for, as you can see here, automobiles or cars, but it's also scanning for pedestrians that are in your intended path. Now, if in the event it senses that one of these things is in your intended path, you will get warnings to let you know that, hey, there's something in your intended path. Now, if no action is taken, or if the proper action is not taken, what it does is it alerts you of any vehicles that are in that blind spot. Another good feature, I'm sorry, I went a little bit ahead of myself there, a little double tap. Another good feature is our lane keeping system. Now, what this does, back into your lane itself. So you can see here, the next one you guys kind of already got the sneak peek for it here, and that is our auto high beam headlamps. Now, this is one of my favorite features. I've talked about this before in our live streams, and it just works great because what the auto high beam headlamps do is it senses when the lighting conditions are poor, and then it automatically turns your high beams on for you. Now, what's great is not only does it turn them on, but it will automatically turn them off. So in the event that it senses that the headlamps, that there are headlamps coming towards you or tail lamps in front of you, then it will automatically go ahead and turn them off. So no longer do you have to worry about getting blown at or the lights flashing at you to turn your high beams off, because the system's going to work and do it for you. All right. So now those are the features that I mentioned that all come with, well, not all, but just some of the features on the Ford Copilot 360 2.0. Now, available features that you have that you can get into with the Ford Copilot 360 Assist. So now we're talking about some additional features that you can add. So with the Assist feature of the 2.0, it's available on the XLT, and then it becomes standard on the Lariat and the Platinum. So with the Ford Copilot 360 Assist, you're actually going to start off, and you're going to have the ability to use our intelligent adaptive cruise control. All right, so with that, you actually are going to have the adaptive cruise control, and what it does is it maintains the set speed that you have with your cruise control, but it also monitors that speed and then will vary that speed based on the vehicles in front of you. So it will slow you down, even bringing you to a complete stop if necessary. And if you are stopped for more than 3 seconds, well, then you can just press on your accelerator pedal or the resume button to go ahead and keep going. But if you are stopped less than 3 seconds, well, then the system will automatically re-engage for you. So it's a really intuitive system. It also is going to give you certain features like speed sign recognition and lane centering. So let me tell you a little bit about what both of those do. So the lane centering, well, what that will do, and it's a little bit different than what I mentioned before with the lane keeping, because lane centering manages the F-150 Lightning's position in the lane itself. And what that does is that is basically going to help make sure that you are in the center of the lane. So with lane centering, it provides continuous steering support as compared to the lane keeping, which only intervenes when you're near the boundaries. All right, so just to give you guys an idea. And then the speed sign recognition, to let you know what that does, is the speed sign recognition is once it's activated and you have your preferences set, well then it will recognize the speed sign and speed markers along the way. And what that does, of course, it will automatically limit your speed based on how your preferences are set. Looks like I've got a question coming in here, so let me go ahead and get into my question, and I'll tell you a couple more features about the assist. So let's get our question answered first. All right, so this question comes from Brian. Brian, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Excited to have you here. All right, so Brian's question is this. Does pre-collision alert work in reverse? All right, okay, so no, not exactly. So the pre-collision alert doesn't work in reverse, but reverse braking assistance does. So rather than using the front cameras to detect objects, the system uses this set of rear cameras. So if you remember the one I pointed out on the tailgate, and so it uses that when you're doing certain features, like maybe you're backing out of your driveway or looking to back into a parking space. And so what it does is it will look for those objects in the rear of the vehicle and activate the brakes if something is detected. So Brian, that's a great question. Lets me know that you're a note taker and that you're following along. So no, it doesn't work in reverse, but you've also got some other technology to help with that. And that's also utilizing, and just to make sure that I'm clear in what I was saying to you guys, you're going to be utilizing using the sensors that are in the rear of the vehicle. So those are those sensors that are in the rear of the vehicle. So that will be utilizing that technology for that. All right. So let's go ahead and get back into we were talking about on the Ford Copilot 360 Assist. All right. So we talked about the intelligent adaptive cruise control. Next up from there, you actually have our evasive steering assist. All right. So the evasive steering assist is one that will, again, help in the event. It doesn't take over, it helps. It's assist, right? And so I want to make sure that that's clear. And what this does is it provides extra steering support to help you maneuver around the vehicle ahead of you if a potential collision is detected. And so what this system does is it helps by making sure utilizing the same camera and radar technology that's available on your vehicle. It will automatically help you, and it can help you with avoiding, again, a potential collision by helping you maximize your steering ability. All right, so again, that's the evasive steering assist. The next up from there, you have our intersection assist. Now, again, relying on that same camera and radar technology, this comes into play when you're looking to make a left turn. So as you can see here from our display, this is going to come in play to when it detects traffic that will make your left turn impossible. And so what it does is if in the event it's something detected and you making your left turn, it's going to use that front camera and sensor, and then it can sound not only an alert, but it can also apply the brake if the potential collision is detected. So this will help not only warn you, but then also it can help by applying the brake to all help you avoid a potential collision. So again, that's another great feature. All of those are part of the Ford Copilot 360 Assist. Now, standard on the Platinum, so now we're going to take that up one other level. Standard on the Platinum, and it's also available on the Lariat, and that is the Ford Copilot Active 2.0. All right, so if you guys are following along, we have Standard 2.0, we have Assist 2.0, and now we have Active 2.0. All right, so let's talk about what Active does and what it adds for you. So when you get into the Active is going to actually add your Active Park Assist 2.0. So if you've ever had anxiety, especially when it comes to a truck, either doing parallel parking or perpendicular parking, well then you will absolutely love the available Active Park Assist 2.0. All right. So what this does is that the Active Park Assist 2.0, it adds the Park Assist, and what it's going to help you do, it takes over steering, shifting, braking, and acceleration to assist in parallel and perpendicular parking your vehicle. And what it does is it actually will help scan for an open parking space, and when that's been detected, all you'll need to do is follow the prompts on the screen. The vehicle does the rest of the work. It's amazing. A little nerve-wracking the first time you do it, but trust me, once you start utilizing it, you're going to love it. Now, the other big thing, wondering, well, how do I get out? Well, don't worry. It also includes a park out assist as well, and that's going to help you in exiting, of course, a parallel parking space. All right, so makes it really easy. That way, if you're, I know how it can be sometimes if you're in a busy city and cars start piling up behind you, and you're just trying to get into that space or get out of that space. Well, these two systems will help you with that and really boost your confidence and your comfort. Now, the other good thing, right, and that all comes with the Active 2.0, but here's the other big story that comes with that, and that is you guys are going to see the Ford Blue Cruise. Larry, let's head back over to the truck because I want to talk a little bit more about Blue Cruise and what that means. Now, with the Blue Cruise, this is very exciting technology, right? This is the technology that allows you to, in certain Blue Cruise zones, to be able to utilize and drive hands-free. So let's talk a little bit about that and what that means. So, now, keep in mind, guys, I'm in a closed studio. Vehicle is not on, so I'm not going to put my safety belt on. But, as I would always advise, make sure you follow the lay of the land and put your safety belt on when you're getting ready to drive. So let's talk about Blue Cruise and how that works. So a couple things that I want to point out to you guys, and some of you may or may not be able to see this, but the first thing with Blue Cruise is that it uses infrared camera technology to help make sure that your eyes are alert. Because with the Blue Cruise, it does allow you to take your hands off of the steering wheel, but in order for you to do that, you do have to make sure that you are alert and paying attention. Now, your Blue Cruise camera, now some of you Mach-E owners, you know that your camera is here above your steering wheel. Well, in your F-150 Lightning, your Blue Cruise camera is actually located right over here. Now, the reason I say some of you may be able to see this is because it is infrared, and so, of course, Larry's camera may be picking up that infrared technology. So if you happen to see that while you're watching, don't worry, that's just the camera picking up the infrared technology. You cannot see that through the naked eye, so I can't see anything blinking in here, and don't look for a blink when you get in and say, oh, my Blue Cruise. It is only infrared technology, all right, guys? Now, if you really want to know if your Lightning has Blue Cruise, well, we even made that easy for you. If you look in the very bottom left-hand corner of the camera itself, and Larry, it's so tiny, I'm not going to even ask you to get in here to look at it, but it actually says Blue Cruise right there in the bottom left-hand corner of the camera lens, okay? So, just to give you an idea, but let's get back to talking about how this technology works. Now, it's available on right now 130,000 miles of designated divided highway, and those are all what we call hands-free blue zones. When you enter into one of those hands-free blue zones, you'll get an alert right here in your display, and it'll let you know as you're driving along that you can go ahead, activate your cruise control, activate the Blue Cruise, and then take your hands off the wheel. Now remember, the infrared camera is watching, so you can't be down and like I can't be here looking at my tablet and not paying attention, because it will alert me and let me know that, hey, I have to put my hands on the wheel or I have to pay attention. Or both. It should be really both. Now, the other big thing that is nice is, as I mentioned, right now it's on 130,000 miles, and that number is ever growing. And that's going back to some of those software technology and updates that we're going to talk a little bit more about later. But the nice thing about the Ford Blue Cruise is that once you are out of a Blue Cruise zone, so let's say I'm out of my Blue Cruise zone, I'm going to get that same alert. It's going to let me know that, hey, it's time for me to put my hands back on the wheel, keep my eyes attentive, and now it's time for me to get back into normal drive mode. So the Ford Blue Cruise is a great technology, great thing to have. Remember, as I said, that is part of the Ford Copilot 360 Active 2.0. So make sure that you have that, and it does allow you to actually drive hands-free. It's amazing. It just blows my mind every time, because I remember watching shows about that stuff when I was younger and seeing all these technology advances, and here we are living through them right now. So again, it's another great thing. Now, all of these technology features that I mentioned, right? Everything from the Copilot 360 to our tow technology to everything else in between, all of these things are great, but they don't work if the technology and the software is not updated. And They don't work if you guys don't stay in tune with the technology and the software updates. So make sure you're utilizing the available tools such as your Ford Pass app, the digital owner's manual that I showed you, and any of the other technology. Of course, here at Discover Your Ford, we're always going to have great quick tips, live streams, one-on-one walkthroughs, and other videos that are available for you to reference at any point of your ownership experience. But let's talk about how this all comes together and what it means. And that's all held together by our Ford Power Up software updates. Now, the Ford Power Up software updates are important because, again, your F-150 Lightning is incredible, and once you take ownership, you'll want to keep it that way, right? And so having the Ford Power Up software updates is one of the ways that you can ensure. The system updates are delivered through your vehicle via Wi-Fi or through the Ford Pass Connect. So just like our phone or computer that receive over-the-air updates, your Ford F-150 Lightning will be able to do the same thing. The Ford Power Up software updates also give you the capability where you'll have access to new features, new functions, and new drive experiences. So certain things like system enhancements, which could include anything from drive modes to new screens to whatever other technology might be available at that time. Basically what it does is it ensures that your F-150 Lightning is at the best version possible and you're enjoying the most up-to-date and the best version of your F-150 Lightning, all right? I mean, so this means, guys, anything from the battery to the powertrain to everything else, right? It's all about giving you the best version of the technology at your disposal hand. It can make changes in the navigation system, your digital assistant that we talked about, your F-150 expert being its own expert. Well, all of that is done through the Ford Power Up software updates. And so I want you guys to make sure that you're tuning into that. I mean, overall, guys, all in all, when you're talking about the F-150 Lightning, you're going to get a vehicle that has not only been through all of the Built Ford Tough testing that you've known to come and love, but also has a ton of unique features that make it its own. And that's one of the things that we're excited about. Remember, guys, coming up next month in March, we're going to be back right here. We're going to talk all about charging. What I want to do right now is I want to give you guys a chance to take this in, take a look at this beautiful vehicle one more time. This, again, is the Rapid Red color. And so it's a great color, another addition here. It's the Lariat trim level. And so as you guys get excited about ownership, as we're excited about talking about this vehicle, I want to make sure that you guys stay in tune. Be sure to check out Discover Your Ford. We've got a ton of great content there for you. This has been so much fun, but I'm looking at the time, guys, and I've got to run. But don't you worry, I'll be back on the next one, and I'll see you then.